Mark, do you even look Ethan Petrie's way in the dugout, clubhouse, or you just say, leave him alone, whatever you're doing, keep doing it?
I just make sure he shows up to the game on time and knows when he's hitting in the lineup, and we get the heck out of his way. Pretty impressive.
I mean, Mark, yeah, kind of sticking with Ethan, but if someone told you in mid-January, late January, that he would have 8 RBIs against LSU, would you have believed him? And what's that say about him and the growth he's kind of made over the course of the last few
I think you've asked that same question in a lot of different ways. If somebody had told me, I think you've asked that question about 5 times. No, you don't predict this for anybody. Just special. That's all you can say. He's an elite player, and the great thing is, I wish everybody could understand that he's such a great teammate. Those guys love him. If he wasn't hitting like he was, they would still love him. But he's this good, and he's such a great player and a great teammate. And so it makes for a really, really great experience.
You talked on Tuesday about how good you feel about getting games to bullpen games. Did that play into the decision to not bring Will back out there? And was there any thought at all you might bring Will back out there after the delay?
Well, I will say I'm disappointed that college baseball didn't get to see the extended Will Sanders versus Paul Skeens, because I think that made for really good headlines and great college baseball event. But I think both teams did what was right. Once that delay went over an hour, I think it was the right thing to do by the kids. Look, these guys are future, hopefully major leaguers, and the right thing to do was not put them back out there, and we will always err on that side.
Even though it was an abbreviated start for Will, just what did you see out of him, and what kind of confidence could maybe that give him?
Yeah, I liked how he looked out there. 3 innings, no walks and 4 strikeouts, and 1 earned run. Actually, no earned runs. So I really liked how he looked, and I thought it was a good sign that maybe what we hoped a little reset would help him, and I think he looked like he was a better pitcher out there than he had been.
Mark, you guys go up big in the 5th inning, and then LSU has 3, 4, 5 due up in the 6th. How big was that for James to go out there and just probably cruise to that 6th to set up everything else?
Yeah, it was good. We wanted to try to get as much out of James as we could, and once he got over about the 40-pitch threshold, we knew we wouldn't be able to use him tomorrow, so we wanted to stretch him out as much as we could. When they got it back to, I think it was 6 runs, we were kind of forced to put Eli in there, and then we stretched the lead, but by that time he had already warmed up, so we wanted to keep his pitch count to a minimum so he could be available tomorrow. And then to end the game, we went with Wesley Sweat, who has been pretty darn good lately in our sim games, and I was thrilled with how he looked tonight. 94 to 96, a lot of strikes. I think that's something that can really help us and add to our pitching depth. When Sweat's out there throwing 94, 96 like he did, that's another weapon for us.
Coach, Dylan Brewer, someone who hasn't been in the lineup consistently to start the year, seemed to have been getting hot over the past couple of weeks. What do you see from him over the past couple of weeks?
Yeah, he's really given us a spark. There's no question about it. It's been about maybe close to 2 weeks now. Again, because of injuries, he got an opportunity. He started the year as a starter. We brought him back out, because he was struggling some and because we have some depth. But we have reinserted him, and he's taken advantage of it. And that's just so key because of the number of good players we have. We have some guys that have been going in and out of the lineup, and he's definitely taking advantage of this opportunity. And when he's playing well, he gives us another dimension because he has power, he has speed, he plays really good defense, and he's got an air about him, a little bit of that swagger that we like, that we were encouraging our guys to have. So he's been a really good spark for us.
What was the approach coming in tonight on Skeens? How did y'all want to attack him, and how do you feel like your guys executed? What did you see out of them?
Well, again, we knew it was 99 to 100, so your timing better be right. So I thought the guys did really good preparation the last couple days, just preparing for that type of velocity. There's no way to totally simulate it, but Monty and the guys got after it pretty good with our machines and like we like to do. And I thought the lefties and the righties both knew which areas of the zone that if you're going to get them, here's where you're going to get them. And so I thought we had a good approach, a good plan. I thought we had a good plan pitching and offensively. Now, a plan's only as good as the players can execute. And I thought on both sides they did a really good job.
Mark, with weather potentially being a factor tomorrow, how does that affect your pitching? And also, with Jones just throwing a short time tonight, could he potentially come back if you needed him tomorrow?
Yeah, we kept his pitches under 20, so that means he will be available tomorrow, which is why, again, you're trying to, when you're playing a game like this and a series now that has been adjusted to play 27 innings or more in less than 24 hours potentially, you have to make decisions. It's kind of like playing pool where one shot has to set up the next, But, that game was just close enough there where we didn't feel like we could just skip over Eli Jones. A 6-run lead late is kind of on that border when you're playing an LSU, a team hitting 340 as a team. So, it just when you're in those situations, you are making moves to win that game and to ensure you're going to win that game, because you don't want a game like that to slip away. But you also have to have an eye for tomorrow. So that's kind of the nuance of it.
Hey, Coach, back here.
Hey, how you doing?
Take down the #1 team in the country in Game 1 in dominant fashion. What do you think the message is this team sent out today?
I just think, again, as we've been doing all year, just been showing the country that we're a really good baseball team in all areas. We can pitch, we can hit, we have power, we have speed, we play good defense on most days. I just think every day we get a chance to prove, just one more brick in the wall that, hey, here's another brick showing, hey, that we're pretty darn good. So it's just what we do. We don't put too much emphasis on any one day, but I think that the total picture of what we're doing right now is just hard to ignore.
I know, Mark, you went TBA for Game 3, but do you know who's going to start and how do you kind of evaluate who might get the ball there?
I do not. That will have everything to do with who we need to use in Game 2. And it may be something we have to do for a little bit, is keep Game 3 a TBD, because we're going to have to see which weapons we use in Game 1 and Game 2 to win, and then we also know, who has been starters and who has been out of the bullpen. It'll kind of be a process of elimination by the time we get to Game 3.
Coach, a lot of times when there's a weather delay, whether it's lightning, rain, whatever, fans may leave, but everybody seemed to stay tonight. How big of a help was that to have the fans stick around after that delay?
Yeah, it was huge. I want to thank everybody that came, everybody that stayed, everybody that's a part of making Gamecock baseball very exciting. It was great. I mean, our crowd was into it tonight. They were loud. I thought they really energized us. And when we all came back out of the locker room to restart that game and saw that the whole park was still packed, I thought that really gave us a lift.
Mark, not real familiar with the conference rules, but you guys have already announced a doubleheader for tomorrow. Say something crazy happens, you can't play tomorrow, and Saturday clears up. Could you put a game back there, or is it once it's announced, that's it?
No, I think we can try to play on Saturday. We cannot play on Sunday. A Thursday, Friday, Saturday series cannot be moved to Sunday. And I may be wrong, but I think we can still use Saturday if by some miracle that it clears up. So we're gonna hope. We're gonna hope. Okay, thank you, everybody. Get some sleep.